What's up, guys? Gage Benson here, sponsored disc golfer from Worcester County, Massachusetts, and today I'm going to be showing you what is in my bag. So let's go. Alright, first things first, main putting putters is the 350G PA3. I just wiped the stamps off these, nice and beat in. I'm starting to realize I like beat in putters more than like fresh brand new ones, just because they fly a little bit straighter for me. These ones were my practice putters. After I wiped the stamp, I just liked how they looked without the stamp, so now they're my main putters, and I've been putting great ever since. For throwing putters, I have 3 PA3s, one in the 350G plastic. This was given to me from Cooper Legee. Shout out to your boy. Super beat in, super flippy, probably the oldest Prodigy disc I have. Very reliable on the turnover. I love throwing this disc on nice backhand turnover shots. My straighter PA3 is one of the older 300 runs, again from your boy. This one is nice and straight. I like to flick it a lot with a lot of approaches. You know, put on nice anhysers on the forehand and stuff like that. Same with backhand. It holds a nice line. Basically, like the line I put it on, it wants to hold that line. And then the brand new release, the 300 soft plastic with a white stamp. This is my overstable approach putter. I typically like to forehand this one. Backhand a little bit. It has a little bit of finish to it, so it complements the blue one and the green one really well. My other 2 putters that I like to throw is, well, I'll start off with this one. 300 PA1, kind of freshy. I love backhanding these ones. I don't flick PA1s, but I love the backhand with them. Nice little touch anhyzer shots or hyzer shots. It's very reliable and it releases out of my hand. Very good. Brand new disc. Shout out to Sebupayu. This is his disc. He gave it to me, you know, through the lost and found system, obviously. But it was pretty cool that he let me have it. This thing is pretty overstable for me. He said it wasn't. I watched his older in the bag, and he said it wasn't as much of a meat hook anymore. But this still has. It's one of my most overstable putters I have. Very reliable. It's been getting me a lot of birdies ever since. For mid-range and approach discs, I carry a 400 plastic A2. Super overstable, super reliable. Had that for a while. Typically, just if the wind's out and I'm not trusting my putters, I'll go with these. This, I should say. One of my favorite flippy mid-ranges, and I've been looking for a disc like this for a while, ever since I stopped throwing KC Pro Rocks, is the 350G MX3. Feels like an old KC Pro Rock, but just a little bit better. I love throwing this on a hyzer and a nice pop up, fly straight, a little bit of turn. It's just a great mid-range for through the wood shots. One of the oldest mid-ranges in my bag, and probably one of my favorite mid-ranges, you know, outright, is the 400G M3. Nice and straight with a little bit of finish in it. I mean, I've been using this a lot more lately, so I've been throwing a little bit further, but man, do I like this disc. And then the super reliable, windy, always gonna go left on you if you throw it a backhand, is a 750 plastic M1. It's just good to have a nice reliable workhorse in the bag where you know it's not gonna turn over. I guess we'll jump right to hybrids. So my hybrids, I carry 2 of the OG 400G H3s. This one's pretty beat up, flippy. This one is a newer one that I just put in my bag. A very reliable disc. I think, me personally, it's probably the best disc that Prodigy came out with, and they don't make them anymore, so that's pretty sad. But anyways, 400G H3s. And then what complements that, like I said, is a 750 H2, 750 H2, super overstable. Just typically, like, same thing with my M1 and my A2 and stuff like that. I throw it when I know it's gonna fight through the wind and it's just gonna dump. Like, nothing's gonna not make this fly the way it's supposed to. Continuing in the hybrids and the fairways, I have a H3 V2 team stamp from team member Mike Habits. Shout out to Mike Habits for this. This is one of my, literally been a staple in my bag since I got it. fast flying disc that goes pretty straight with some finish. The H4 V2 and this glow plastic. I love the feel of the glow plastic. Has a little bit of turn, not much finish, but it's a little bit straighter disc with less finish than the H3 V2, so it complements that disc very well. And then an old 400 plastic F3 hyzer pop, dead straight. It reminds me of basically like a beat up Eagle L or beat up Eagle X, just like a super great disc. And this is a staple in my bag right here, this F3. Oh, I also forgot F7, because you always need a flippy fairway. So I got my H3, which is my kind of overstable one, my H4 V2, and my F3, that kind of like more straight disc. And this is my super flippy one. I put this on a hyzer and I know it's going to turn over no matter what. I carry a lot of D1s. Well, I mean, sorry, I don't carry that many D1s. I carry 2 D1s, 400 plastic. Well, this is a 750G, and this is a 400 plastic. Just super overstable. I don't backhand these at all. These are typically just forehand discs, and just a faster chip up shot disc. I basically little flex lines, but not too much. One of my longest backhand discs is going to be the 400 plastic D1 Max. I had 4 of them, but right now I have 3 of them in my bag because I lost one. It pops up nice and straight, holds a nice flat line for a long time before it finishes at the end. These have become probably my favorite distance driver as far as like backhand hyzers. You know, it just pops up nice and flat and it flies forever before dumping out. It added distance to my throw tremendously, which I need a lot. So D1 Max. Next up is a 400G D2. I carry 3 of them. My 2 overstable ones and my beat up one. These don't fly as far, and they fly a little bit more overstable than those ones. So if the wind picks up, I might go to these just for backhands, just because I trust these a little bit more than the D1 Maxes in the wind, and they still have a nice good finish to them, especially these 2 fresh ones. And then when you get crazy, I got a 750G D3 and a 400 plastic D3. I like to throw like big distance shots where there's no OB and there's no trouble in the way, and I have more room for error. That's what these are for. Nice anhyzer shots. They hold a nice glide with good finish in both of them. So that's why I like these. And last but not least, for my workhorses, got 750G D4s. I've had this one in my bag forever. Super flippy. It's my roller disc, hyzer flip disc, everything. It's a little bit too much of a hyzer flip. That's why I have this fresh one right here, which is a perfect, like when I want to throw long hyzer flip shots through the woods, this D4 is actually pretty cool for me. You know, I can get it to go 380, 400 through the woods on a rope, and that's what I like out of these D4s. So with that being said, I'm rocking a mini Zuka, and just for now, because I don't like carrying a bag, but that's what's in my cart, I guess I can say. And thanks for watching.